We support NOAA's scientific missions.
Where you're outside doing the sharp end of the field work.
No day is ever the same.
I really love what I'm doing. I'm exposed to all kinds of different science. Every day is something new and fascinating.
This is exactly what I wanted in a job. I don't know if I could go back to a desk job now.
The NOAA Commissioned Officer Corps, one of the nation's 8 uniformed services and an instrumental part of NOAA. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration seeks qualified candidates to serve in federal government positions at the forefront of scientific innovation, working hands-on with cutting-edge technology and up close with the wonders and forces of nature.
You can take to the skies, you can take to the seas, you can do it both.
The NOAA Corps really melds science with service, which has a direct impact on everybody in the nation.
The mission of NOAA, a federal scientific agency within the U.S. Department of Commerce, is to understand and predict changes in weather, the climate, the ocean, and our coasts, to provide for safe, sustainable commerce, protect human life, preserve natural resources, and to explore the depths of our ocean. To study the dynamics of the sea and sky, scientists have to be in the sea and sky, aboard reliable platforms. In the NOAA Corps, you will be trained to operate and command NOAA's fleet of scientific ships, small boats, aircraft, and uncrewed systems.
I love working on the water, I love working on boats, I love the teamwork, being at sea and not in an office every day.
I think the NOAA Corps is a great opportunity for people who are interested in field operations. Whether you want to drive our ships, fly our planes, lead field parties, and perform the mission.
On a ship or an aircraft, we are really there to facilitate the science. We are operating ships that are basically floating laboratories, and our planes are flying laboratories. They are outfitted with data stations that are used to collect and process the data that we collect.
We bring scientists on those platforms out into the field, help them collect that data, and then bring them back safely. We provide the leadership, the operational expertise, the logistics to get the scientists to where they need to be in the data they collect.
Additionally, we have uncrewed systems that we launch from these ships and these aircraft that get data where people can't even go.
I work with uncrewed systems, which are essentially robots that we use to go out there and collect data and information to support NOAA's mission. We're really looking at new technology and understanding how new technology can really expand and amplify what we do at NOAA.
The NOAA Corps offers incredible opportunities for training, for leadership development, for professional development, for adventure and travel, and to work with world-class scientists for NOAA to help them collect data that informs policy and management decisions that will affect every single human every single day.
Among a cadre of professionals in engineering, fisheries science, oceanography, meteorology, and related disciplines, you will serve your country nationwide, collecting critical environmental information on the open ocean, in crowded harbors, in coastal areas, in remote habitats of endangered species, and even within the eye of a hurricane.
We do fly right into the middle of the eye wall, into the center of the storm to get critical data that's used to update and track the storms.
As the navigator on these hurricane flights, my main job is to make sure that we are hitting the center of the hurricane. So it's constant calculations, constant updating. It is a dynamic environment. We're bouncing around. The flight station really needs to focus on making sure the aircraft is under control. I'm going to get us to the right points where we need to be. You know, I flew in the Navy for 8 years before this, and this is a much more dynamic mission. Direct impact to people across the United States, so I'm glad to be doing it.
There's been a catastrophe, the key bridge has collapsed, and so we're providing support to help open navigation around the key bridge temporarily.
In times of crisis, the NOAA Corps responds to provide clear and trusted scientific information that drives emergency management efforts.
We have sonars on board that we use to get depth information, and we can detect obstructions on the bottom.
NOAA is able to accurately measure these depths, which is super important for navigation.
Your efforts will inform decisions that directly support commerce, the economy, the environment, and public health.
So it could be a bridge collapse, it could be hurricanes, a dam breaking, anything that's going to compromise safety of navigation, we respond to and provide support for.
This kind of work is unique to NOAA and something that NOAA specializes in. This work that I'm doing right now is the most rewarding work that I have ever done. You are able to see the impact of your work on a daily basis.
As commissioned officers of a federal government agency that represents the United States, NOAA Corps officers are carefully selected and thoroughly trained, adhering to a strict code of discipline and integrity built upon its core values of honor, respect, and commitment.
The bottom line of all of this is you're serving the nation and you're getting to do something really exciting and supporting science on the daily.
In the NOAA Corps, we're looking for somebody who's scientifically minded, right? So that's first and foremost. You want to be a part of these missions. You want to be out there and motivated to do so. Secondly, we would look for somebody who's interested in adventure and travel, right? Wants to get out in the field, is okay with moving around the country to work in various aspects of NOAA. And then number three, we want someone who's not shy to take on leadership and responsibility, especially early on in their career.
The NOAA Corps experience is mobile and dynamic. Officers alternate between shipboard or aviation assignments and shore-based positions every 2 to 3 years, and you may be called upon to relocate or operate in remote locations.
I've been down to Antarctica. I've operated in the Northern Mariana Islands, Guam, Saipan, all the Northwest Hawaiian Islands.
We're sent to some of the most remote locations in the world. We're getting data in locations that nobody else has ever gotten the data.
NOAA Corps officers are appointed by the President and come from a broad field of backgrounds and experience. Salary, benefits, and years of service guidelines in the NOAA Corps follow the same structure as the Department of Defense.
The NOAA Corps follows the same ranking structure as the Coast Guard and the Navy. Officer candidates go through our training program and then commission as ensigns or O1s at the start of their careers.
For the majority of officers, their first assignment is going to be on a ship. And we don't expect people to come in who are already experts at sea. I myself had no sea time, and I got trained on absolutely everything that I needed to make a successful first sea assignment. After that, you're doing a lot of training on the job, whether you stay at sea and continue to progress to become a commanding officer, or switch over to the aviation side, where you get trained to become a pilot.
There's a lot of operational training that you'll get early in your career, whether that's going to dive school or learning to pilot uncrewed systems or ROV equipment. You might go to flight school if you're pursuing aviation. Secondly, as you grow, you're going to get a lot more managerial and supervisory training. So whether that's formal leadership training through NOAA or academia, that's going to be an important part of your career development.
We're afforded a lot of the same benefits as an officer in any other service.
Retirement, comprehensive health, dental, medical coverage. There's a number of other monetary benefits, not to mention all of the health care that's provided before and after retirement.
The growth, experience, and leadership qualifications you will gain throughout your career in the NOAA Corps will make you a highly marketable and sought-after addition to teams within the agency and beyond.
Because our assignments last 3 to 5 years, we're getting experience in so many different aspects, not just in science, but in leadership, in management. And these are all skills that can transfer to any job. So when you apply to a job, whether it's in NOAA as a civilian or even in the private sector, and you come saying, I was a leader, I was an officer in the NOAA Corps, that means something. It means you've got experience leading, managing, execution, science, everything. And that can go a long way.
Looking back, I really wouldn't have changed a whole lot about my educational or career track. This is a great first job out of college. I'm seeing the world, I'm close to the science.
Science, service, and stewardship, that's what we're all about.
Learn more about how you can serve your country in support of science and commerce in the NOAA Corps.